All right, good morning guys and girls, and welcome back to something different today. It's not a normal Ford performance, it is the VAG, and as you can see, it's a coal-fired. Welcome to MJ Performance. Returning customer, so this is a facelift jobby. We put a Revo stage 1 on this, hence why it's got the Revo authorised dealer plate on it. Done that a little while back. He's well chuffed for that. We had chats about what we're going to do to it next, and we'll see the natural progression on that. Apart from going to a Revo stage 2 performance pack, which is that's for future, but just wanted a bit more noise and drama, a bit more add to the excitement of the driving, with the DSG box and all that sort of stuff. You know, with your upshift and downshift, it's pretty cool. But enhance it even more. So the standard exhaust is a bit mute in it. So we've, as you can see, we've decided to go for the Scorpion Red Power. So this is valved, this one, as you can see. So in the original, the valves are built in, you can't really see them, you know, to the outer pipes. But on the, so as you can see, like I've just presented it out on the floor. We're going for the Ascari carbon trims, which I think are the best ones. They look really cool. It's got the Scorpion graphic on it as well. As you can see, look, there's your valves. Obviously on the right hand side and on the left hand side, all your clamps, link pipes. It's a lot bigger bore size, and then obviously you've got your 2 silencers here. So it's going to sound pretty epic, I think. So we'll get it up in the air in a sec and then show you the original exhaust, which is, yeah, it's a bit boring, isn't it? Quite heavy exhaust as well. The good thing about these, it's not like the RSs where goes over the axle and you've got to chop it in a bit of a pain. These are completely different, so they go under the rear subframe, and you know, you got the joint. It can be a bit tricky on the joiner sleeve on the front. But yeah, so this is a CAT, it's a non-GPF. So that's a little bit different than the Golf TCR that I've done, because that was GPF, but it's all the same, and it just connects in the same sort of way. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get them up in the air, and then we'll continue from there. See you in a bit. Right, so underside we go. So there's the standard ones, look. When I said to you before, where the valve is like there, look, you see it, you can't really see it, so it's like back actually in the pipe, whereas actually on the replacement Scorpion you can actually see it more, can you? So, but that's the, as we said, the stock exhaust, look, nothing really much to look at, it's a bit quite heavy, all that sort of stuff, and then you follow them through under the car, look. So it's got a secondary, which is like your centre rear silencer, so to speak, so that's why it's muffled. And then down we go. Obviously I've put some penetrating spray on that just to make it easier to undo. This can sometimes be a bit tricky if they're rusty. That one's not too bad. On the TCR, believe it or not, they were all rusty, so it was a bit challenging getting that off, but yeah, that's it. And then you've got the sleeve, which is down there, look, which is a sleeve joiner, and obviously steps up to that size, and then you've got your link pipe, secondary link pipe, rear silencer, so it all just pieces together, doesn't it? So yeah, so we spin around, look, because as you can see, look, so that goes up to there. There's nothing underside, so the CAT is up there. All right, so on the TCR, that was GPF, so it had a GPF here. All right, which is different. All right, different system, isn't it? But yeah, as you can see, it's all stock. So I'm going to crack on and do it. I can't film obviously as I'm doing it, so what I'll do is I'll just, you know, usual thing, we've had this discussion before about me showing me doing it, and that's really not possible. So we'll get it sorted, and then I'll just, I'll do bits and pieces as I'm fitting it, and then keep you up to date. All right, gotta go. Phone's ringing. See you in a bit. Right, so we've started fitting it up now. So as you can see, look, so there's your joiner up. There's two different size joiners: OE for downpipe, smaller bore, or the bigger bore if you've got like an uprated downpipe. But obviously this is stock, so we use the stock one. All right, so we just run it back there. I've only just lightly, I haven't done a lot tight yet. I've only just lightly done a lot, so that'll run through there. And then I can move it around and adjust it once I put the rear silencer on. But you can see the OE one up. Like I said, it came off nice and easy, that sleeve joiner, which is really good. And then obviously these, when you fit the Scorpions, these have got to be turned 180 degrees, so to fit the Scorpion. But that's, some do that, some don't. So we'll spray these off a minute, get them undone, and swap them over the motors onto the Scorpion ones, ready to go. Yeah, and then it's a case of just like connecting it all up. The thing that takes the time is leveling it all, and with the tailpipes, really making sure that it's sort of like symmetrical. I'm here by myself today, so I haven't got Laura to. She normally does that with the gets them all right, how far out they are, whether they're level and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'll be doing it myself. So let's see whether I can get it right. No doubt Laura will come in on Monday and say, "Oh, that needs to be adjusted. That's not quite right." But anyway, we'll see what happens in it. But yeah, so let's crack on. Well, guys, goes the final phase of the Golf R, right? Which is Matt's. He's back off holiday now, so all finished, ready for him to collect. I've been out and done a quick road test on it, done a heat cycle, come back, checked all the clamps. They'll need to be checked again. Everything's all configured, so as you can see. So like we talked about before, I finished it off and it was off, and I showed you it on the floor and exploded view and all that sort of stuff. But as you can see now, look, so that's where it starts. There's two different sizes. This has the stock downpipe, so obviously it's the stock coupler. Joint off to there, look, there it goes. I showed you this before, and now it's all linked up, look, so all in the brackets. Then you've got your next bit of pipe there, look, and then you've got your split rear silencer, which is obviously on the Golf R. It's 2. On the TCR that I've done was different again. That was a box here, or not here. How can it be here? It's not on this car door, is it? No. No. That's an example, by the way, guys and girls, all right? So, but anyway, so I had a centre box on the TCR and then just straight out pipes, all right, with just one each side. This is quads, isn't it? So as you can see, there, look, there's your valves. As you can see that, Laura, we have to swap them over the motors, okay? The brackets need to be turned 180 degrees, so on the original, that would be that way. It's just configured differently. And then as you have a look out underneath there, look, then you can check out the tailpipes. So what we've gone for on this is they're called the Ascari, is the name for them. So they're stainless, the inner part, look, and then the outer surround there is carbon fibre. And we'll let it down in a minute and show you with the Scorpion emblems on the top, which is pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool. With these, it's got the switchable valves on it, as I've just showed you with the motors. Use an example, TCR doesn't have that, and GTI, whereas this, so you can quieten it down. So, and then open them up, and then you can be as antisocial as you like, can't you? So, yeah. So that's how it's configured. That's how it sits. We'll let it down now and show you what it looks like from the ground view, and then we'll start it up in both modes. I'll start it up in normal mode, and then we'll open the valves up, and then you can experience it in race mode. It's quite subtle actually, so it's not a massive difference when you. It's quite noticeable, especially on the road, but it's not rowdy or intrusive at all. It just sounds really nice, and it looks far better than the original ones, doesn't it? Hey, Laura, what do you think? Right, so let's have a look from here, look, Laura. As you can see, look, so it's difficult to see. So what we do is, obviously, there's lots of different. There's lots of different ways you can fit them, but there's lots of different angles that you can use with regards to push them in, pull them out, but you can't pull them out too far because obviously the compression slot, which it links onto on the feed pipe, needs to be covered because you've got to clamp it. If you pull it out too far and try clamping it, it'll fall off, won't it? So yeah, and then you just mirror it across to this side. It's quite tricky. It's not easy to do to get it to look similar, and you don't want them. I mean, I was talking to Matt earlier on, so he said, "I'm glad you've done it like that because you don't want them sticking too far out and not tripping over them." I think it always looks better when it's just like nice and swoops around, isn't it? You know, and a bit concealed and sat in with a diffuser, so it's pretty cool. So let's fire them up. I'll fire them up in normal mode first, and you'll be able to hear it. Be pretty cool. Laura's on the camera there, so it should already default to stock mode. So that's in normal mode. So as you can hear, it's quite. Laura's got the camera there. It's quite tame. Obviously a bit louder than original, of course, that's the whole point, but not too intrusive. And then when you go to race mode, hear it change? You can hear the note change. That's the valves opening. It's a lot louder, see, it's a lot, you've got that more deep, throaty, obviously, but it sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? And then you go, but that's in race mode, and then you can go back to normal mode. You can hear the valves click back again, so it's of course it's noticeable, but depends on what sort of mood you're in for the driving, doesn't it? Really, you know, and plus if you're coming home from work, etc., early hours in the morning, or it's early of a morning, you don't want to be upsetting your neighbours, do you? Some people might want to upset their neighbours, but it just gives you the option, doesn't it? That's all. For like a TCR, you don't have that. You've got the same modes, but you haven't got the flaps, right? So that's it. So I think it looks pretty cool, don't you, Laura? Yeah. And Matt's obviously loves it. He's got to go on the road, and once you get on that DSG, it's great with the downshifts and upshifts. But yeah, so there we are, another one done. So hope you enjoyed the vid. I know it was a bit rushed through, but some of it was me by myself on it. But yeah, usual thing. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, comments down below. We always like that. And if you do own a Golf R or GTI or whatever, then get in touch. You know, this is the sort of thing we can do for you, no problem at all. And talk you through what you want. There's lots of different options. That's just an option of the Ascari one, but there's lots of different options. All right, so yeah, great. And hope you enjoyed it. Till the next time. Bye.